I wake up every minute with the fever dreams. I put the mind to a limit where it needs to be. I work blind, got vision I don't need to see. I'm picking mind over matter, I believe in me. I need to find more hours in the day to breathe. Need to find more power in the way I be. And when my mind turns out with the painful scenes, I need to scream out loud, I can't stop me. I wanna be the greatest like Rocky. You know I leave them all hating like a hobby. I'm out here making moves like a lobby. And if you ain't with me, it's you lost, see. I got my mind on the facts, I'm a python, grab what I like real fast. Choke until I have everything I attack, everything that I lack, everything that I want, and I see, matter of fact.
I'm my own worst enemy. Only if I let it be. I can control anything if I can just think carefully. I control my destiny. Deep up in my mind I manifest it. Every morning I wake up obsessed and
we have a new project, and what that means is we're going to make a new video about that new project. So I'm going to walk you guys through what we're going to be doing. It's really nothing too crazy, but it is going to be a cool piece. It's going to be all airbrushed, so I'm going to walk you guys through what I did before. I've obviously worked on it a little bit, getting it ready to this stage, so I'm going to show you guys what I've done so far. So we have a skateboard deck for a customer who wants it done for a show out in Ohio that's coming up middle of October, I think, end of October. So it's not quite October yet, so we got a couple weeks to do this. So when I get these skateboards, when you order one of these, they come raw, like just wood. They are hit and miss. I've done a lot of these. When I say they're hit and miss, some of them come really, really nice. Some of them come a little beat up as far as like the wood goes. And what I mean by that is, when they are beat up, the surface of the board that's going to get painted usually has like imperfections in the wood, like whether it's chipped or it's got like something missing in it. I've had them to where there's chunks missing out of them. It just happens. That's just the nature of ordering something that's done in wood. So you might be lucky and get one that's actually really, really nice. This one right here is actually really, really nice. When I pulled it out of the box, it was completely smooth. There was no chunks or chips missing out of it. But no matter what you do, you still have to prime it, sand it and prime it, and get it ready for paint. You just can't go through, sand it, seal it, and paint it. You have to prime this stuff. There's just no two ways about it. So what you want to do first is you want to hit the board, that the side that you're painting. You can paint either side. If you're not going to use this as a real skateboard, you can paint either side. Most guys, obviously, you want to paint the bottoms because that's how original boards are. All the graphics are on the bottom. And they're easier to hang because you can actually get a kit like a wall hanger. And it's easier to display this side than the other side with that setup. You can find that stuff online. This one's just going to be displayed for like a man cave or a garage. So we're not going to actually finish this side of it. It's going to stay raw because this side is going to be the side to get displayed. So you decide which side you want to do. Doesn't really matter, like I said, if you're just going to display it. So what you want to do is sand the side that you're going to paint really, really well. Now you're going to prime this, so you can go crazy with it. If you need to do body work, you can hit it with 80, do the body work, fill the imperfections. Or if you got something really nice, you can hit with like 150 or 180 on a DA. Get the shine out of it, get some grit going into it. That way your primer can stick to it. That's pretty much what I did to this. I took some 150 to it on a DA, just sanded it down because they do come with a shine on them from the factory. So you can't just put primer right over top of it. You need to sand this stuff. So you got to hit it with something that has going to make a mechanical scratch into it to where it's going to have a tooth for that primer to stick to. Because it is a raw wood. It's shiny when you first get it. So you want to do that, clean it, and then you can actually apply your primer that you want to use. I shoot everything automotive brand, so everything I do is I mix up and I spray it in my gun. It's just what I recommend. Anything 2K will work, so it means it's going to get a hardener in it, so make sure you are using 2K products when you're doing this stuff, or else you're going to have nightmares. And then once you get it primed, baked, and it's set, you can hit it again. You can either block it if you did body work to it, or if it's already pretty smooth, you can just hit it with a DA, finish it out. I always finish all my stuff in 320 on a DA because I'm going to seal it, and then I want to put base coat on top of this. So the goal for this today is to get a coat of sealer on, and then that's pretty much it. So I use House of Color products, right? And what I'm going to be doing to this board is all airbrush work. So my background's going to be black. So with the KD system from House of Color, I have a black primer sealer. If you don't know anything about their KD system, it's really awesome stuff. So their KD system is a one-step, but it can do a primer. You can shoot it as a primer, you can shoot it as a sealer. The only difference is the sealer part, you're going to be reducing it. If you want a heavy primer, you just mix it 4-to-1. And then if you want sealer, you put a little bit of reducer in it. Just look at your tech sheet when you're doing that. It'll tell you exactly the difference in the primer and the sealer. So I'm going to use a black background on this board. So I'm going to shoot it as a sealer, and that's it. I'm not going to waste paint and shooting black paint over it, because once you clear their black sealer, a lot of companies' black sealers aren't totally black, but House of Color black sealer is like black. So you can almost shoot it black sealer, clear it, and it looks like you painted it black. It's just their black is like really black. But like at work, I shoot Diamond from R&M, and they're black. It's black, but if you clear it, it's like a chalky gray. It's not totally black. So there are differences. But that's what my goal is shoot it in sealer, black sealer, let it sit, and when I go to do the artwork, what I'll do is I'll Scotch-Brite it with the red Scotch-Brite, and it'll be ready for the artwork on top of it. So that's a little trick if you're doing something like this, and you don't want to waste a lot of materials, because if you didn't have black sealer, you had like gray, you would have to put black paint on top of it. That's just the way it is. So. But if you have black sealer and it's black and that's what you want, you can just shoot it sealer, let it flash off, let it dry. It's obviously going to dry like a primer when it's fully dry. So at that point, when that is over, you need to Scotch-Brite it, sand it down, and then put your artwork or whatever you want to do on top of it. So little trick to not waste paint. That's kind of how I do it. And obviously we're going to be covering the full entire board with, I'm going to try to cover every square inch of this board with artwork. And the goal behind this, it's almost Halloween time. It's pretty much is Halloween. It's end of September. But this show is more around towards Halloween. I consider Halloween to start all year long because we're big Halloween people. So Halloween's every day for us. But this board is going to be going to a show that's more towards Halloween, so the customer wants it to be more Halloween themed. So that's the goal for this, is we're going to create a cool Halloween theme, and I think I'm going to do it horizontally instead of vertically. Usually when I paint stuff, it's all vertical on these boards, but I think I'm going to have it to where it's vertical, so we can actually do like a full mural on this thing. And I'm going to walk you through the steps of how I do that. We're going to create everything from scratch. I don't have an idea in my head yet of what I want to do, so I'll be thinking about that when this is drying, and we're going to go inside and we're going to create something really cool with it. So that's what this video is going to be about. But first, I need to get sealer on this thing. So we're going to start by turning on the compressors and turning on the air dryer for the compressor, getting the mix bank started, mixing our sealer up, getting everything cleaned up to get this shot. So on the other side note, I'm going to distract you for a minute, but we got some we got a part in for the Honda. If you haven't watched in a while, I am redoing my Honda Civic. It's a 2000 with a 99 or 98 front end on it. 96 to 98, it's all the same. And I needed a different grill. This grill would have been fine if I would have just cut it out, but these things are so cheap. And I like the back mesh better because I didn't want it just, because if I cut this out, it would be nothing behind it. And I didn't really want that. So these grills are like $36, so they're super cheap. And this one's actually made a little bit better than this one. And it comes with the grill inside of it. So you can actually take the screws out of this thing and paint it and then put it back in there so you have something inside that grill rather than just cut it out. So we have parts starting to show up. I was surprised when I came home yesterday and had that here because I ordered the grill and the entire body kit, the front bumper, the side skirts, and the rear bumper from the same company. And the grill was like the only thing that showed up. The rear bumper is going to take about 2 months for them to build because I didn't have any in stock. But that leads me to believe that if the grill showed up yesterday, we should start seeing the front bumper and the new side skirts show up for it. So I'm really excited about that. Hopefully we do get those two pieces at least, and then by the time we get those two pieces mocked up and on the car to where they need to be, and maybe in primer, the rear bumper should be here, and then we can do the same. And then pretty much from downhill from there, this car is ready to get painted. So it's moving along pretty quick. We're just waiting on parts. And if any one of you guys or girls have a EK two-door Civic, I am selling my old side skirts that I bought. They're not old, they're new, but I've had it for a couple months already. The original ones I bought for this car, I decided to go a different style. This style is what we call a Buddy Club, and they're Duraflex. So there's a product number on here. I'll show you guys. All that information is on that. Stop the video, you can see. But I decided to go a different route. So I'm getting a whole new, different style of side skirts. I think I got the Black Widow side skirts. I like those better because they actually go underneath. Just the way they're mounted is a little bit better than these. So that's why I went that route instead of using these. There's really nothing wrong with these. They fit all right. Obviously, you're going to need some work done to these to make them perfectly fit or mold them onto your car like I was going to do. But I decided to go a different route since I ordered an entire kit anyway. So yeah, we're just waiting on those parts. So I'm going to get the compressor and everything running, and I'll come back and we'll shoot this sealer. Oh, did not turn off, so. I put 2 coats of sealer on. It's still flashing off. That's why you see a little bit chalky on one side and it's still kind of glossy on the other side because it's still flashing off. But it will totally go flat and chalky once it's like fully flashed off. And then you just let it dry. I'll probably let this dry for about 2 hours. It's pretty hot today before I go and Scotch-Brite it down, but to be honest with you, I don't have any artwork planned for this yet, so I won't Scotch-Brite this until I have the artwork ready, because once you scratch this and put a something that paint can adhere to, I'll probably, like I said, I'll probably use red Scotch-Brite because that's what I usually normally do, and then I'll hit it with like 800 by hand real quick just to give it some tooth. So I'll let it sit even longer than 2 hours because I want to make sure I have all the stuff ready. and I'm ready to actually sit down and do the artwork. So it'll take me a little while to get everything ready and designed ready. So I don't want to, you know, Scotch-Brite it and sand it and then wait longer, because then I'll just have to Scotch-Brite it again. So I'll just wait until I'm fully ready for that, and do it all at once. It takes probably 2 minutes, less than 2 minutes for me to do that, and get it prepped and ready for paint. So I'm not really too worried about it. But if you already have everything ready and you're in that position of laying color down, whether you're doing like a design or if you're ready for the artwork phase, you can let it flash off within like 20-30 minutes. Set yourself up, start laying out your design, put color on it. If you're gonna shoot color right out of the gun, like if you're gonna put a different color on top of that black sealer, all you gotta do is wait till it's flashed off. And once it goes flat and chalky looking, you're pretty much ready for that base coat. So I'm doing full airbrush work, so I'm waiting even longer, because like I said, I gotta design it and do all that stuff and get it ready and set up. So I'll just wait, because it'll probably be another day. It'll probably take me a full day just to figure out what I want to do and design what I want to do, and get it all laid out. So I'll wait a full day probably, even though it'll be ready, like I said, probably in a couple hours. So that's that. I mean, it's pretty simple to kind of get your surface ready for whatever you want to put paint on. And design wise and things like that, it doesn't take very long. It's pretty straight cutthroat, pretty simple stuff. So yeah, I'm gonna wait and we'll start designing. I'll pick this back up again. We'll start designing everything. I'll show you how I go about doing that, where I get my ideas from, because I'm gonna do a Halloween theme on this. So it's gonna be I want it to be a little bit more crazier, something that you really don't see, especially at car shows. That way he can actually sell this thing or whatever he's going to do to it. I'm not really 100% sure. I did one last year for him, but it actually got donated, and raised some money for it. And it was just, I did hot rod flames in different colors, and then I pinstriped it. So that one sold, said it did really well. So this one, I don't know what he's going to do with it. But yeah, got a couple weeks, maybe 3-4 weeks, before it has to be done. The kit is on the way in less than a week. So we got that going on. So it's gonna be pretty busy for me this week. So I'm gonna really try to knock this thing out this week at least, because I won't have any time after that. I'll be in the hospital and, you know, watching our kid and all that other stuff. So I won't have much time out here in the shop. So I want to get this video completed. So that means that deck's got to get done this week. So stay tuned. I'll be back. We'll end up getting the design ready and all that stuff. If you really want to see something, let me know down in the comments. If you have any questions, post it in the comments. This video is kind of just really random. Not much going on today. I just needed to get this thing in sealer. That way it's nice and dry for me to put the artwork on it when I'm ready. And then hopefully maybe we'll see some parts for the Honda coming. Still haven't decided if I'm going to use this bumper or the bumper that comes in. We're kind of waiting on that bumper to come in to see what kind of condition it's in, because this bumper is really cool. It's really rare, so I don't want to just not use it, but I might go ahead and paint it when I paint the other. If I decide to use the other bumper, I might go ahead and paint it, paint both of them at the same time. That way I can at least swap them out if I want to. That way the car can have a different look for, you know, if I want to swap it out one week into something different. Be kind of cool, because I don't want to, obviously if I don't use this, I'll probably hang it up in the garage somewhere, because it's a really cool piece. You cannot buy this anymore, at least the exact Xenon brand bumper, because that's what it is. It's Xenon, and you really can't buy it anymore. They're all sold out, or the company's gone under, and there's a company that's making knockoffs of it, and I've heard it's not really that great. As far as like the design of it and the fitment and the quality. So this is the exact bumper for that Xenon bumper for these cars. So it's a really rare piece, so I don't want to just not try to use it, either hang it up or, like I said, swap it out and paint it when I paint the other bumper. But we'll find out. We'll figure all that stuff out when the parts come. So hopefully maybe this week, next week, if they start showing up, I don't know, but I'll let you guys know. So until next time, I'll see you guys later.